Welcome to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Today, I am beginning a series on something that encompasses every single one of those. It is the Dance of the Dragons, the subject matter of the TV show House of the Dragon, and written about in Fire and Blood. But unlike A Song of Ice and Fire, this is based on a fictional historical work. And like any historical work, there'll be the historian's interpretations of the sources. The sources will also be contradictory. Some will be better than others. Hence, what we really have is an unreliable narrative, which makes it very interesting for the TV adaptation, gives them a lot of freedom. Because a historian, unless he can time travel, will never be able to get it 100% correct. So let's look at this. First, meet the historian, Maester Gildane, the quote-unquote writer of Fire and Blood. He's the one that put all of this together hundreds of years after the events. An in-world historian. Out of all the sources Archmaester Gildane has for the Dance of the Dragons, his only primary sources are the court documents, royal decrees, and proclamations. Everything else is a secondary source. How secondary? Well, we have the Chronicles of Grand Maester Runciter and his successors. Runciter passed away early in King Viserys's reign. And then our narrator tells us everything else was written decades later by children and grandchildren, lords and knights from their forebears, third-hand recollections of aging serving men. There are two written works to which Archmaester Gildane refers. Septon Eustace's work. It is called The Reign of King Viserys, first of his name, and the Dance of the Dragons that came after. What a lovely long name. According to our narrator, it is the most detailed history of the Dance of the Dragons. In his work, he was recording even the most shocking and salacious rumors and accusations. It is also a sober and somewhat ponderous history. Who was Septon Eustace? He served in the Red Keep during the Dance of the Dragons, so maybe a lot of what he says can be relied upon. He was a confidant and confessor to King Viserys and his queens, and according to Gildane, was well placed to know much and more of what went on. Later, he rose to the ranks of the most devout. There is also another work, the more notorious one, the Testimony of Mushroom, based upon the verbal account with ribald tales and gossip, piling stabbings, poisonings, betrayals, seductions, and debaucheries. It is from Mushroom where we get some really dirty things that were going on. So a good deal of the material that we saw on screen in House of the Dragons came from Mushroom's work. But who was Mushroom? He was the court fool, a 3-foot-tall dwarf possessed of an enormous head, thought to be feeble-minded, so kings and lords and princes did not scruple to hide their secrets from him. Now, which of these sources is correct? No one's, because of what I've said before. Unless you have a time machine, you don't know exactly what happened, and Gildane lays it out. He says the question of what to believe and what to doubt remains for each student to decide. So that's it. Those are the sources for this unreliable account of the Dance of the Dragons. I hope this was useful. Please let me know in the comments. Tell me if I'm getting anything wrong. I am also the secondhand source here, and certainly not perfect. Scold me if need be. But please, thank you for watching, and be certain to check the reliability of your sources.